Welcome to NetRush Report, the place where tennis isn't just a sport, but a battlefield of drama, emotion, and unforgettable rivalries. If you thrive on shocking twists, jaw-dropping comebacks, and commentary that doesn't hold back, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Because today's story is one for the ages. On August 7, 2025, the tennis world turned its eyes to Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York. The stage was set: Carlos Alcaraz vs Jannik Sinner in the men's singles final of the US Open. The stakes? Massive. For Alcaraz, it was a chance to secure his second US Open title and reinforce his status as the face of a new tennis generation. For Sinner, it was about defending his crown, proving that he wasn't just a rival, but Alcaraz's equal in what has quickly become one of the sport's defining rivalries. From the very first ball, the energy was electric. Alcaraz exploded out of the gates, dictating the pace with his trademark mix of blistering forehands, lightning-quick reflexes, and acrobatic defense. He took the opening set 6-2, leaving the crowd buzzing and Sinner searching for answers. But Sinner, known for his laser-clean ground strokes, wasn't about to fade. He rallied in the second set, striking back with precision and composure to take it 6-3, reminding everyone why his rise has been just as meteoric. Then came the turning point. In the third set, Alcaraz raised his game to another gear. Suddenly, Sinner's timing was off, his rhythm broken, as the Spaniard unleashed a barrage of winners and breathtaking retrievals. It was domination, a 6-1 masterclass that shifted the momentum firmly to Alcaraz's side. By the fourth set, the tension was unbearable. The crowd at Ashe was on its feet as Alcaraz sealed the match 6-4, falling to the ground in a moment of pure triumph as the stadium roared. This was more than just a victory. It was a statement. Carlos Alcaraz wasn't only the present of tennis, he was staking his claim as the future, but amid the celebrations, there was a moment that didn't go unnoticed. Cameras caught sight of a familiar figure in the stands: Donald Trump, the President of the United States. For the first time since 2015, he had attended the US Open. The crowd was electric, yet Trump sat motionless. No clapping. No smile. No acknowledgement of the moment unfolding before him. Now, Trump being at the center of controversy is nothing new. Reports had already surfaced that US leadership had quietly asked broadcasters not to focus too much on him, fearing a mix of cheers and boos that might overshadow the match itself. But this was different. The silence wasn't just an absence of applause. It felt deliberate, as if Trump was choosing to stand apart from the celebration. Enter Martina Navratilova. The 18-time Grand Slam singles champion and one of tennis's most outspoken voices didn't hesitate. She publicly accused Trump of something few expected to hear: jealousy. According to Navratilova, Trump's refusal to acknowledge Alcaraz's triumph wasn't simple rudeness. It was deeper: envy, insecurity, maybe even fear of being upstaged by a younger man commanding the world's attention. Her comments struck a chord. Here was Alcaraz, a 22-year-old who had just conquered one of the sport's biggest stages, basking in the adoration of thousands. And there was Trump, a man who thrives on attention, refusing to give even a nod of recognition. The contrast was striking, almost cinematic, and speaking of cinematic, what happened next only amplified the symbolism. As Alcaraz lifted the trophy, Bruce Springsteen's anthem "Born in the USA" thundered through the stadium speakers. Fans belted out the lyrics, waving flags, celebrating the moment. The irony? Both Springsteen and Navratilova are longtime vocal critics of Trump. To see that anthem blasting while Trump sat stiffly in the stands felt like the stadium itself was delivering a message. This was bigger than politics. This was about celebrating greatness. Meanwhile, Alcaraz himself rose above the storm. Before the match, reporters had asked him what he thought about Trump's attendance. His response was pure grace: "It's great for tennis to have President Donald Trump at the final." He admitted that dwelling on it might make him nervous, but in the end, he chose to see it as a positive: more eyes on the sport he loves. And when it mattered most, he stayed locked in on the game, not the politics swirling around him. That's why, while Trump sat silent, Alcaraz walked away with both the trophy and the admiration of millions. But the ripple effects didn't end with the trophy ceremony. With this victory, Alcaraz didn't just secure another slam, he reclaimed the world #1 ranking. Sinner, despite his brilliant season, was knocked back to #2. In the ever-shifting balance of power, Alcaraz had reasserted himself at the top of men's tennis. At just 22 years old, the message was loud and clear: he remains the man to beat. So what do we make of all this? On one level, it's a straightforward story: a young champion wins, a politician refuses to clap. But look closer, and it reveals the fascinating ways sports and politics can collide. For Trump, silence became a weapon. By withholding applause, he managed to keep the spotlight partly on himself, even as the stadium erupted for someone else. For Navratilova, her bold critique was about defending the soul of sport, the idea that greatness should be celebrated, no matter your politics. For Alcaraz, the whole episode was another test of focus and maturity, which he passed with flying colors. And for fans, it was a reminder that tennis is never just about rallies and serves. It's about personalities, symbolism, and moments that echo far beyond the court. In the end, Carlos Alcaraz's US Open victory wasn't just about winning a match. It was about the clash of generations, the intersection of sports and politics, and the resilience of a champion who kept his eyes on the prize while the world swirled with distractions. As Springsteen's anthem echoed and Trump sat unmoved, one truth stood tall: Alcaraz's journey is only beginning, and the story of tennis's new era is still being written.